Hey, thanks for watching. My name is Sean. Thanks for joining me for a little time to work on our posture. Today, all of our exercises are going to be focused on creating a deeper hip hinge, being able to get right in that hip socket, hinge right there, independently of the flex and the back. Really good stuff to know. We're going to need a strap, we're going to need a large pillow, and we're going to start on the ground. We're going to have big toe pressure. Hold the toes the whole time, keep the back and the stomach relaxed, and we're going to press our pillow or our block or other implement for about 2 seconds at a time. And let's just do it 10 times. It's just a really small part of what we're working on today. So that was 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Great job. All right, now we're going to get our strap. We're going to clip it or slip it over our legs. Tighten it so there's just a couple of inches between your knees. And then we're going to make big toe pressure and we're going to press on the strap 10 times for a couple seconds at a time. Same pace as before. I'll count a little bit. I don't want to count the whole time. I don't really like counting. Now, this is 4, 5, 6, 'Awesome. And then we're going to lay our legs out flat. You can take your strap off if you want. If you have trouble squeezing your butt, it's great to leave it on. So we're going to have our hands out to the side, palms up somewhere. Press on your strap a little. Squeeze your glutes, leaving your back and stomach relaxed. And then relax your glutes in slow motion. And pay extra attention to feel if your glutes are working a little differently, timing a little differently. And as you're practicing, it should improve. But we're only going to do it 10 times today. This is my 4th one already. Takes a little longer to relax in slow motion. Eight, 9, 10. Awesome. All right, now we're going to take our strap off. If it's on, we're going to get our legs up the wall. One of my favorite positions, super great for hip hinging, helping the body relax into a functional position. We want to get real close to the wall with our hips. We're going to reach over to the side as we roll our back to the ground and our legs up the wall. So you want to find a spot where your hips are firmly on the ground. You can feel your hip bones and your legs are pretty straight up and pretty even. Keep your toes kind of rolled down towards your shins. And just take some deep breaths for a minute. Letting your body adjust to the position. Couple more of your deepest breaths. No. And then we're going to pull our toes down, hold our quads tight, reach for the ground with your hips, and roll your knees out to the side and then back to the inside. And the trick here is you don't want to bend your knee at all. Any bend in your knee is going to rob your hip of movement. Any bend in your knee will rob your hip of movement. You just turn as far as you can in either direction. And then we're going to go extra wide and hang out. Reach for the ground with your tailbone the whole time. And that's what's going to push a deeper hinge into your hip. That little reach down for the ground. And then out here we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull our toes back, reach out with our heels, press down with our hips. And we're going to turn, turn, turn. And keep reaching with your hips, keep pulling your toes down, keep keeping your knees tight. And that's going to force all of the motion down to your hip. And then we're going to roll out and come to a standing position. And we're going to keep hinging on our feet. Alright, so get your favorite wall. The first one we're going to do I call wall stagger. We're going to start with one foot real close to the wall. We're going to put our other foot directly behind that foot. Maybe 1.5, 2 feet between your feet, depending on how tall you are. You're going to hug the ground with all your toes, the bottoms of your feet. You're going to reach up the wall, and then keep your legs real straight as you drop your chest towards the wall. And we're going to hang on to it for about 1 minute. We'll do 10 of our deepest breaths to count. Big breath into the collarbones, chest, belly, exhaling completely, hugging the ground with your toes, your arches, keeping your quads tight, and reaching for the wall with your chest. Big breath, big exhale. we're going to bring our hands down. Bring that front foot back. Bring the back foot up. Bring our hands high. Legs straight. Toes pressing the ground. Arches hug the ground. Quads tight. Drop your chest towards the wall. Keep your palms flat. Keep your toes down. And take deep breaths. We're going to do 10 again. Making small adjustments is okay. Just keep your legs straight, toes tight. One more big breath. Then we're going to bring our hands down to shoulder height. We're going to step our feet back in about 6 inches apart. Make sure they're super even. Hands and feet are lined up. We're going to push our hips back behind us, drop our chest, feel the stretch build in the backs of our legs, hamstrings, possibly in your ribs. For me, right now, I'm getting cramps in my feet and my calves. But earlier when I did this morning, I was all hamstrings. Just a big, wide-reaching stretch. Wherever you have the most tension will usually catch your sensation. Big breaths. Trying to press your belly towards your thighs, getting that deep hip hinge, lots of extension. Fight for big toe pressure. Keep reaching back with your hips. You want to have your heels under your hips. It's hard to see yourself. Sometimes I feel like I'm probably not perfect. And I'll see if I am or not later when I edit my video. Great, that was about 1 minute. Awesome, we're going to walk it off. Walk, walk, walk. And now we're going to do a forward fold to practice our hinge. So here, you really want to think about that hinge deep in your hips. So you got 2 ball sockets here. They can move all around. You want to catch that hinge right there at that ball socket. Hug the ground with your toes. Press your belly towards your thighs, stick out your butt, and then let your whole spine drop on top of that deep hip hinge. You should feel the sensation deep in your front anterior hip. As you get down, you should start to find the evenness in your weight between either side of your body and your toes and heels. Big breaths. Trying to keep some engagement across that low belly. Encouraging the hip hinge, taking deep breaths. Don't forget that your neck is a very important part of your spine. If you're letting your back hang out, also let your neck hang out. If you want to get a little extra, you can tuck your chin towards your chest. And that's good. We're going to bend our knees, drop our hips until we can raise our head and then stand up. And I want to finish sitting up against the wall, passively accessing our hip hinge. So we want to get our lower back right on the wall. We're going to put our legs out in front, pull our toes back gently, and we just want to find as much of our wall on our back on the wall as possible. So starting with the low back, trying to roll the rest of the back, get the shoulder blades on there. Let your hands and arms relax. And take deep breaths. You can think of this like your hip hinge shavasana, resting at the end of your movement series. We're just going to spend a couple minutes allowing our body to passively settle into this deep hip hinging position. And while we're just chilling, I'll make my announcements. I know not a ton of you guys are watching my YouTube videos yet, but if you want to know more about your posture, check out my other YouTube videos. I post at least one blog article every week. I have a 6-week posture course that you could take, would probably help you a ton, or your mom or your friend or any relative. Please like, subscribe. If you like the video, if it helped you, share it with someone. Everybody needs to manage their posture. We're having an epidemic of chronic musculoskeletal pain and tension, which is really just created by people's lifestyles and what they're doing every day. So if we can build awareness about that together, then we can make a happy, healthier, more mobile world. And we'll just take a few more deep breaths. Okay, that's great. Thanks so much for joining me. Feel free to hang out here as long as you want. Repeating all or some of these positions and exercises on a regular basis will help you hinge from the hip and have a better access to a lot of your daily activities and reduce stress on your back. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.